In Umweze, children never grow, no one dies, and the moon never forgets its shape. For 70 years, the sun has risen over the same faces, until one boy dares to ask, why? The morning mist crawled lazily over the thatched roofs of Umweze, a village kissed by silence and blessed by mystery. Every dawn, the cock crowed 3 times, and the villagers began their day exactly as they did yesterday, and the day before, and the year before that. Nothing changed. Men carried firewood with unbent backs. Women fetched water with unwrinkled hands. The children played in the dust, yet none of them had ever grown taller. Among them was Obi, 12 years old, and 12 he had always been. But unlike the others, Obi noticed things. His mother's hair had never grayed, his father's laugh had never faded, and the calendar in the chief's heart still read 1953. One evening, while his grandmother Mama Nwake Ego told stories under the moonlight, Obi whispered, "Mama, when will I become a man?" She smiled gently. "Why rush what the gods have blessed, my son? In Umweze, we live forever." But Obi's heart stirred with unease. Forever felt like a cage made of beauty. That night, unable to sleep, he sneaked out and went to the village square. There, hanging under the ancient Iroko tree, was the sacred gong of Allah Nadi, said to guard the village from the touch of time. He reached out and brushed its cold surface. The gong trembled, the wind stopped, the trees whispered his name, Obi. Then from the shadows, a voice echoed deep and distant. "Why do you disturb the silence, child of Umweze?" Obi froze. A man stepped out of the darkness, tall, with skin that shimmered like river water and eyes that glowed like embers. I just want to know why we never grow," Obi stammered. The man smiled, slow and sorrowful. "Then prepare yourself, boy. Time is not gone, it is buried." The wind screamed and the gong rang by itself. The next morning, dawn came late. They say curiosity killed the cat, but in Umweze, it might wake the dead. The boy who touched the sacred gong now walks a path no one has dared to tread for generations, into a forest where even time is afraid to move. The morning after his encounter, Obi found the villagers whispering. The chief's clock had shattered. The moon, seen in daylight, hung pale and wrong. Obi went to Elder Nona, the oldest man in the village, or so they said, though his face remained young. "Elder," Obi whispered, "what happened before 1953? The man's lips trembled. "That year does not exist," he muttered, "and yet it never ended." Then he leaned closer, voice trembling like a dry leaf. "Our fathers made a covenant with Allah Nadi, goddess of the river. In exchange for eternal youth and peace, time would be sealed beneath her shrine. No one would age, no one would die, but no one would truly live." Obi's heart pounded. "Where is the shrine?" Elder Nona looked away, fear clouding his eyes. "Beyond the forbidden forest, beyond the stream where the water never flows forward." That night, guided by nothing but his lantern and defiance, Obi slipped away. The forest welcomed him with silence. The air grew thick. The ground felt alive. Every step echoed with whispers. Then he found it, a stone shrine half buried in moss and roots, with a pool before it as still as glass. When Obi leaned over the pool, he gasped. The reflection staring back at him wasn't his. It was an older version of himself, a man with tired eyes and weathered skin. "Who are you?" Obi whispered. The reflection spoke, though its lips didn't move. "I am who you were meant to become. Time slips because your fathers feared death, but without death, there is no life." The ground shuddered. The trees bent backward. The pool darkened. "If you are waking time," the voice warned, "many will perish. The river will reclaim his death. But Obi's curiosity had turned into courage or madness. He lifted a stone and struck the shrine. The earth screamed, the pool erupted, the forest wailed like a wounded spirit. For the first time in 70 years, the night refused to end. 3 days of darkness, the sun refuses to rise. The villagers are aging before their own eyes, and one boy's search for truth may have doomed them all. The village was in chaos. The sky remained black, though lightning flashed with no rain. Torches burned in every hut. Babies cried. Elders trembled. Then, one by one, faces began to change. Wrinkles spread like cracks in clay. Hair turned white. The once youthful began to cough, to limp, to fear. "The curse has returned," they screamed. "Someone has angered Allah Nandi." At the center of the square, Obi stood shaking, his lantern flickering. "It was me," he confessed. "I broke the shrine. I wanted to know the truth." Gasps rippled through the crowd. His mother fell to her knees. Before anyone could move, the ground beneath them split open. A blinding light poured out, like a buried sun fighting to rise. A voice thundered from beneath the earth. "Foolish mortals, you begged for youth and cast yourselves with stillness. You feared death, and so you ceased to live." Obi fell forward, tears cutting through the dust. "If punishment must come, let it follow me alone." The earth quaked violently, then silence. When the villagers opened their eyes, the sun had risen again, warm, golden, new. The children began to grow taller. The elders wept as they aged gracefully for the first time in decades. Flowers bloomed and withered naturally. Seasons began to change, but Obi was gone. They found his sandals near the forest, beside the shattered shrine. The stream flowed freely again, whispering as it passed, like laughter after years of silence. Every year after, when a child turned 12, the villagers told the story of the boy who freed time, the one who dared to ask why. And sometimes, when the moon hung too long in the sky, they said they could still hear his voice in the wind. Nothing lives forever, not even silence.